Hello there, and welcome to Sleep Science 360. I'm so glad you found your way here. Tell me, where are you listening from tonight? A quiet room, a sleeping city, or somewhere between both? Maybe it's been a long day. Maybe you're someone who falls asleep not to silence, but to the sound of the universe thinking. Either way, this space is yours now. You can let the world fade your breath, slow your body grow light, as if gravity itself has softened. Because tonight we return to the beginning, the birth of galaxies. When darkness first learned to shine and gravity began to sing, clouds of hydrogen spiraling for 1 billion years to write the first light in space. You're made of that light too, and somewhere in your breath, the universe is still being born. Even now, faint threads of light stretch across the dark, a whisper left from its earliest breath. To understand where galaxies come from, we begin not with stars, but with silence. For a long time after the Big Bang, roughly 380,000 years, the cosmos was opaque, filled with hot plasma, a soup of free electrons and atomic nuclei that scattered every photon like fog in morning air. There was no up or down, no color, no form, only energy expanding and cooling. At about 700 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, something gentle happened. Protons and electrons slowed enough to combine into the simplest atom, hydrogen, and a smaller fraction formed helium. This quiet joining is called recombination. For the first time, light could travel freely. That light still moves through space today as the cosmic microwave background, a soft afterglow, stretched thin by 14 billion years of expansion. You can imagine it, a pale golden mist becoming transparent like dawn breaking through endless fog. In that transparency, darkness was born. It was not the darkness of nothing, but the darkness of possibility. It's okay to drift. Gravity, the sculptor of everything, began to tug on the tiniest variations in that newborn gas. Where matter was denser by 1 part in 100,000, it pulled slightly harder, drawing more gas toward itself. Across millions of light years, this slow gathering became a rhythm, a deep cosmic inhale. Hydrogen and helium fell into invisible wells of dark matter, which provided the unseen framework of every future galaxy. Imagine it this way. Dark matter formed the scaffolding, and ordinary atoms draped across it like morning dew. Each droplet of gas carried potential, each vibration, a promise of light to come. And somewhere inside those waves, the first stars were waiting to ignite. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Those first stars, scientists call them Population 3, were unlike anything shining now. They were enormous, hundreds of times the mass of our sun, born from pure hydrogen and helium, untouched by heavier elements. No carbon, no oxygen, no iron yet existed. When they flared to life, they burned white, blue, and fierce their temperatures, climbing above 5,000 Kelvin. In their hearts, fusion began. The universe's first act of alchemy, hydrogen, becoming helium, then in moments of collapse, forging the seeds of every heavier element. Each of those stars lived fast and briefly, perhaps, only a few million years. When they died, they did so in vast explosions, supernovae bright enough to outshine entire protogalaxies. Their light raced outward at 3,000,000 kilometers per second, turning darkness into story. Their dust became everything familiar: planets, oceans, lungs, dreams. It's okay to drift. Between those flashes of creation, space remained almost empty. The average density of matter was just a few atoms per cubic meter. Yet gravity was patient. Tiny knots of gas cooled spun and collapsed again. Hydrogen released faint photons as it settled, marking the cosmic dawn roughly 180 million years after the Big Bang. This was the first light strong enough to break the long night of the Dark Ages. Astronomers trace it today in a delicate frequency, the 21-centimeter line of neutral hydrogen. Even that faint whisper carries the memory of the first sunrise the universe ever saw. As we drift deeper into this era, picture immense clouds, 10,000 light-years wide, slowly rotating under gravity's hand. They cool to a few hundred Kelvin dense knots forming at their hearts. Each knot contracts until fusion ignites again, and another generation of stars begins. The pattern repeats, like a cosmic heartbeat: collapse, flare, scatter, rest. And as stars fill the sky, their ultraviolet light starts to ionize the hydrogen around them. The fog clears once more. This reionization gradually ends the cosmic night. About 1 billion years after the beginning, the universe becomes transparent again, now lit from within. You can rest now. Every element, heavier than helium carbon, in your breath, oxygen in your blood, iron in your heart, was born from those early furnaces. When a massive star dies, its outer layers explode into space at thousands of kilometers per second, carrying those elements outward. Some become part of future stars. Some cool into dust and drift for eons until gravity gathers them again. The Milky Way itself was built from countless such cycles, each star generation enriching the next. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Think of gravity as both sculptor and storyteller. It never rushes. It balances attraction with surrender. Gas falls inward. Heat rises outward. And in the middle, a star is born, a truce between pressure and collapse. That balance lasts billions of years, a long, slow exhale in cosmic time. The Milky Way spins once every 230 million years. A single rotation of its spiral arms, a slow breath of creation. Within each arm, new stars form where gas clouds compress. We live in one such arm, on a planet whose atoms were forged in the deaths of ancient suns. The calcium in your bones once glowed in a star nearly 30 times the mass of the sun 10 billion years ago. The gold on your skin was cast out by a dying giant in a violent merger of neutron stars, a cosmic heartbeat frozen into metal. It's okay to drift. The first galaxies were small and fragile. Astronomers call them proto-galaxies, tiny collections of stars and gas, a few thousand light-years across. They merged again and again, forming larger spirals and ellipticals. Each collision stirred new waves of star birth. The light from some of those first structures still travels toward us, crossing 13 billion years of expansion before touching the mirrors of our telescopes. When that ancient light enters your eyes, it is older than the Earth itself, older than oceans, older than language, and yet it arrives now this very second, turning your present moment into a window on the beginning. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Somewhere in that vastness, hydrogen still falls into dark matter halos, continuing the same slow choreography. Gravity does not tire. It waits, shaping, balancing. Every galaxy we see, billions of them, is the descendant of those first glowing clouds. Each carries the memory of the first light within its core. Astronomers study this memory by measuring faint redshifts, the stretching of light as space expands. A photon emitted 13.3 billion years ago arrives today, stretched into infrared, its wavelength lengthened by more than tenfold. That stretch is not just motion, it is time itself unfolding. And it's okay to rest inside the flow of time. As we watch from our small world, the early universe feels impossibly far, yet every atom in your body remembers that beginning. Quantum fluctuations, in the first microseconds of the Big Bang, became the seeds of the galaxies that now cradle your nights. The pattern of stars above you is not random. It's the frozen music of those first ripples in space. Time. A trillion notes of gravity playing still. In the quiet between stars, you are remembered. Even silence carries a temperature about 2.7 Kelvin, the faint warmth of the cosmic background. When you feel the night air on your skin, you are touching that ancient radiation. Every photon that lands upon you tonight began its journey before Earth existed. Some left their stars when the first galaxies were still assembling. Some were scattered from dust born in those early supernovae. Light travels, but it never truly leaves. It expands, slows, cools, until it becomes part of everything else. You can rest now. Astronomers often speak of the epoch of reionization as the universe's second sunrise. In that era, clusters of stars and the first galaxies cleared the cosmic fog, allowing light to travel unbroken across space. This transition marked the universe's awakening from opacity to clarity, from potential to form. It's the moment the cosmos opened its eyes. If you could drift back there, you would see webs of light stretching for millions of light years. Filaments of gas glowing faintly, their intersections bright with newborn galaxies. Each thread would shimmer with ultraviolet radiance, and the emptiness between would hum with gravity's low tone. The universe was not silent. It was singing in frequencies too vast for ears, too gentle for time to hurry. Somewhere light continues to travel. Billions of years later, that same pattern endures. Galaxies still gather, still collide, still give birth to new stars. The story of the first light never ended. It only slowed enough for life to appear and listen. And as you listen now, you are part of that listening. A small awareness within an immense continuity. You are safe here. The universe holds you. Before there were galaxies, there was gravity's waiting room. After the first light flared and cooled, the universe slipped into a long twilight, a billion years of quiet construction. Matter drifted like smoke, gathering in invisible pockets of dark matter. Each pocket was a cradle, and inside each hydrogen began to fall. Every fall warmed the gas a little more until warmth itself became memory. You can rest now. Dark matter, unseen and patient, provided the skeleton of the cosmos. It shaped a lattice stretching more than 90 billion light years across a vast foam of emptiness and filaments where ordinary matter could settle. The ratio was lopsided for every atom of light, 5 of shadow. Yet without that shadow, nothing luminous could hold together. Darkness was not the opposite of light. It was the hand that steadied it. Inside these filaments, gravity whispered instructions. Hydrogen cooled through faint emissions, first in the 21 centimeter line, then in molecular vibration. Each photon released carried away heat, and cooling meant contraction. Slowly, each cloud folded inward, spinning faster as it shrank like a dancer drawing in her arms. The angular momentum conserved itself, and from that balance order emerged. Somewhere light continues to travel. At the heart of each collapsing cloud, temperature climbed to tens of millions of Kelvin. Pressure built until fusion awoke again. The second generation of stars, population 2, blazed into existence. They carried traces of heavier elements forged by the first stars. Calcium, carbon, and iron joined the cosmic chemistry set. With each explosion and rebirth, the universe grew more intricate. Imagine a vast symphony hall where each note leaves an echo that shapes the next. The dark matter filaments were the strings, hydrogen, the air, and gravity, the conductor's slow hand. Every note it drew was a spiral, a rotation, a promise of galaxies, yet unborn. It's okay to drift. Within a few 100 million years, the first proto-galactic disks began to form. They were clumsy things, irregular, turbulent, glowing, faintly blue. Stars crowded their centers, supernova winds sculpted their edges. Magnetic fields tangled like silk threads in a storm, and still gravity gathered more. Each time, two proto-galaxies collided their stars. Rarely touched space between stars was too wide, but their gas clouds smashed and mixed, triggering waves of new star birth. The collisions were not violent in human terms. They were ballets stretched over hundreds of millions of years, slow motion sculpting beauty out of chaos. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. As the first clusters formed, radiation from their young stars began to carve tunnels through the fog of hydrogen. These tunnels grew merged and cleared the last mists of the cosmic dark ages. By the time the universe was 1 billion years old, starlight had filled nearly every corner of space. Galaxies glittered like islands scattered across an endless ocean. Our own Milky Way traces its ancestry to that era, built from hundreds of smaller fragments that merged over billions of years. Each merger brought not destruction but renewal. Gas, compressed stars, bloomed black holes awakened and sang in X-rays. Even now, the Milky Way carries scars of those ancient unions, ripples in its stellar halo, streams of stars stretched like silver threads across the sky. You can rest now. In the centers of those early galaxies, massive black holes formed almost immediately. Some grew from collapsing population 3 stars, others from dense clusters, merging into a single gravity well. They consumed matter and released vast jets of energy, lighting up the young cosmos in quasar fire. From Earth, we see them as pinpoints billions of light years away, beacons from a time when the universe was still learning how to organize itself. But black holes were not destroyers. Their radiation heated surrounding gas, preventing runaway star formation, keeping galaxies balanced between creation and stillness. Every spiral and elliptical that followed inherited this rhythm, a quiet conversation between collapse and restraint. Somewhere, light continues to travel. As the ages turned, helium fused into carbon, carbon into oxygen, oxygen into silicon and iron. Each supernova scattered these gifts across space-seeding nebulae where new suns would rise. From these ingredients, planets would one day form, but that story still sleeps ahead. For now, the cosmos was busy with its architecture, assembling stars into disks, disks into spirals, spirals into clusters that turned slowly through time. At the largest scales, these galaxies arranged themselves along the cosmic web threads, tens of millions of light years long. Between them lay enormous voids, regions so empty that a single atom drifted through cubic meters of nothingness. Yet even there, faint radiation whispered the same truth. All of it was connected. It's okay to drift. If you could float above this infant universe, you would not see darkness at all. You would see a faint amber glow, the combined light of uncounted stars, diffused through gas. Everywhere, filaments pulsing their intersections, brightening into young galaxies. Somewhere, an enormous spiral was taking shape, its arms tracing the first elegant curves of rotation. Those arms would not complete a single turn for hundreds of millions of years. Galactic time moves slower than thought, slower than breath. One rotation of the Milky Way, 230 million Earth years, would take you from the age of dinosaurs to the present. And yet, to the universe, it is only one heartbeat. You can rest now. As light multiplied, cosmic dust began to form, microscopic grains of carbon, silicon, and ice. These particles drifted through starlight, scattering blue and amber hues, painting nebulae that shimmer even today. In those clouds, complex molecules began to assemble water, methane, formaldehyde, amino precursors. The chemistry of life did not wait for planets. It began in interstellar sleep. The temperature of the universe by then had cooled to about 20 Kelvin, a delicate balance between warmth and vacuum. Even at that chill, photons still moved, carrying memory forward. The hum of the cosmic microwave background became softer, fainter, stretching with every expansion of space. That hum is still all around you, a whisper 3 degrees above absolute zero. You breathe softly and the universe exhales through you. Galaxies aged, merged, and found symmetry. Ellipticals grew from collisions, spirals from calm accretion. Star formation slowed as gas was used up or blown away by stellar winds. But the beauty remained: each galaxy, a fossil of the forces that shaped it. When astronomers peer through telescopes like JWST, they see this youth preserved in red-shifted light. Tiny smudges, billions of light years away, are actually young galaxies glowing in ultraviolet, their photons stretched by expansion until they arrive as deep crimson. Looking that far is not just seeing distance, it is seeing time. The light entering your eyes tonight began its journey before the sun existed, before the Milky Way's arms settled, before Earth could even be imagined. And it's okay to rest inside that thought. Hydrogen, the universe's simplest element, remains the storyteller's ink. It composes 74% of all normal matter. In every star's core, it writes the same equation. 4 protons becoming 1 helium nucleus energy released as light. That same light crosses billions of kilometers to reach a planet orbiting one quiet yellow star. It warms oceans, fuels breath, and glitters in human eyes. From cosmic birth to candle flame, it is all the same conversation. You are safe here. The universe holds you. The galaxies were children, then unsteady, curious, bright, with energy they didn't yet understand. Everywhere, gravity was teaching them rhythm. It gathered gas into spirals, bent orbits into harmony, and gave motion the grace of music. The universe had found its tempo. 1 beat for every billion years. 1 measure for every rotation of light. You can rest now. Gravity is not a force that shouts. It hums. It moves in long syllables of time, pulling without touch, shaping without voice. When 2 clouds drift close, their centers tug. When they fall together, space itself curves slightly, and energy begins to dance. Within those curved regions, matter spirals inward, like notes drawn into a chord. Every orbit sings in a key of its own stars, vibrating at microhertz frequencies, planets circling at meters per second, black holes merging in deep bass tones that ripple across spacetime. The early universe was filled with such harmonies, though no ear existed yet to hear them. Somewhere light continues to travel. As young galaxies matured, they began to find balance. Their halos of dark matter held them together while radiation from newborn stars pushed outward. This dialogue, collapse, and resistance became the heartbeat of cosmic structure. Imagine a vast drum of gas stretching for thousands of light years. When it quivers, gravity answers. When gravity hums, the drum responds in light. Slowly, the universe turned its silence into a song. Astronomers can still read those early vibrations in the faint ripples of the cosmic microwave background, tiny fluctuations, 1 part in 100,000, the fingerprints of the universe's first music. Each bright patch marks a crest of sound, each dark patch a trough. Together, they form a frozen melody, played when everything was still plasma and potential. It's okay to drift. As galaxies spun, their spiral arms became conduits of creation. Stars were born in clusters along these arms, each cluster releasing winds that carved shapes in nearby gas. Wherever radiation met, density color bloomed. Some arms glowed pink from ionized hydrogen. Others shimmered in blue, rich with hot young suns. The earliest spirals, smaller than ours, were laboratories of balance rotation fast enough to spread matter gravity, strong enough to hold it. Even in chaos, there was symmetry. A system of orbits so stable that billions of stars could move together without collision. Time itself slowed in their dance. Every revolution took hundreds of millions of years, but the pattern endured. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. At their centers, supermassive black holes grew, some reaching 1 million solar masses within the first billion years. They were the metronomes of galaxies, regulating rhythm through jets and radiation. When they fed, they blazed as quasars, beacons that could outshine 1,000 galaxies. When they slept, their silence steadied everything around them. Scientists call this feedback, but in another language it might be called breath. The inhale of accretion, the exhale of light. This cycle set the pace for how fast galaxies could grow. Too much feeding, and the heat would blow gas away. Too little, and collapse would resume. Balance, always balance. You can rest now. In the cosmic web, gravity linked every galaxy to its neighbors. Filaments stretched between clusters like luminous bridges. Where filaments crossed, superclusters formed vast cities of galaxies bound by invisible threads. Between them lay enormous voids, regions so still that light could drift, unbent, for eons. The contrast made the pattern clear. The universe wasn't random, it was relational. If you could drift there beyond a spiral's edge, you'd see galaxies arranged like fireflies suspended in honey. Each flicker 1,000 billion suns. Each silence a waiting field of possibility. And as you floated, you would sense a vibration, the pulse of expansion itself. Space, stretching at roughly 70 kilometers per second per megaparsec. The quiet breathing of everything that is. It's okay to drift. Stars lived, died, and enriched their surroundings. From death came metals, from metals came planets, from planets one day came eyes to look back. But here, in this early time life, was still only chemistry, carbon chains forming in cold, dust-icy comets, preserving water in the dark. In nebulae glowing like faint lanterns, electrons jumped and fell, emitting photons that would someday guide telescopes home. Each photon carried a signature, a wavelength that told the temperature, the density, the motion. From this quiet data, scientists now reconstruct the universe's memory. Every spectrum is a page, every redshift, a sentence in a story 13.8 billion years long. You are safe here. The universe holds you. When two galaxies passed near each other, their tidal forces drew out long streams of stars, delicate bridges of light, tens of thousands of light years long. These encounters could last hundreds of millions of years. From Earth captured in time-lapse, they look like slow embraces. Eventually, the galaxies would merge their stars, settling into new orbits, their gases combining to ignite fresh generations of suns. Collision, in the cosmic sense, was simply a way to keep the song alive. Somewhere light continues to travel. As the eons unfolded, spirals grew broader, ellipticals, rounder clusters, denser. The cosmic web brightened its filaments, shimmering like nerves under translucent skin. Energy moved along them in invisible tides, streams of plasma and dark matter whispering to each other through the geometry of space. Gravity learned not only to sculpt, but to resonate. Every structure vibrated in a spectrum of frequencies. Physicists describe this as acoustic oscillation, but poets might call it breath. The same pattern that shaped galaxies also echoes in the distribution of galaxies today, ripples frozen into the large-scale structure of the cosmos. Even now, telescopes map those ripples, turning them into sound so we can hear the faint song of the universe remembering itself. You can rest now. In one sense, nothing new is being created. Everything that ever will exist already exists in some form. Hydrogen becomes helium. Helium becomes light. Light becomes memory. Yet, creation never feels finished because perception keeps unfolding it. When you close your eyes, you recreate the first darkness. When you inhale, you replay the universe's first expansion. When you exhale, you return energy to the field that once held the first stars. You are a tiny echo of that original rhythm, a brief phrase in gravity's eternal song. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. At the edge of sight, astronomers glimpse the cosmic dawn galaxies just beginning to cluster. Starlight threading through haze. The James Webb Space Telescope captures them in deep infrared, their photons stretched by time itself. Each image is an archaeological dig into light. The oldest discovered so far shines from just 350 million years after the Big Bang, a galaxy no larger than the Magellanic Clouds, yet blazing with stars 10 times the sun's temperature. That light has traveled over 13 billion years to meet you here in this quiet room. It touches your eyes as gently as it touched the first hydrogen fog. For a heartbeat, you and that ancient fire are the same moment. It's okay to drift. The music of gravity continues lower now, slower, steadier. Galaxies settle into the graceful arcs we see tonight. Clusters drift apart as space expands, but their inner harmonies remain bound. Even when all else cools, the geometry endures. Someday the stars will fade, hydrogen will run low, and only whispers of light will remain. But not yet. For now, the cosmos is still singing. Every photon that leaves a star adds a note. Every observer who listens completes the chord. And as you listen, you belong to that song. No separation, no distance, just the slow, luminous rhythm of the universe learning to rest. You are safe here. You can let go. The universe breathes through you. After gravity learned to sing, the universe began to paint. Light, once shy and scattered, found direction. It flowed outward from the hearts of stars, winding through dust and gas, spilling into space, the way a dream seeps into morning. Each galaxy became a river. Its stars, the shining current, its gas, the mist, its time, the tide. The first light had been a whisper. Now it was a motion that never stopped, and you are part of that motion. It's okay to drift. When hydrogen burns in a stellar heart, it creates more than brilliance. It creates pressure, a steady breath that holds collapse at bay. Gravity presses inward, light pushes outward. That conversation shapes every star round, because equilibrium is soft, steady, because balance is patient. Every photon born in that core begins an almost endless pilgrimage. It collides, is scattered, absorbed, reborn, taking tens of thousands of years to reach the surface, then races into space at 300,000 kilometers per second. What you see in the sky tonight began its journey before your species had words. The river of starlight never runs dry, it only widens. Somewhere, light continues to travel. As the eons passed, galaxies refined their forms. Some turned smooth and oval. Some wound themselves into elegant spirals. Some remained wild, irregular islands, still sculpted by collision. Spiral arms are not fixed structures, but waves of density crests, where gas crowds together long enough to ignite new stars. Behind them, cool dust follows in twilight silence. The pattern moves slower than imagination. One ripple takes hundreds of millions of years to pass through. In that rhythm, the universe breathes. Inhale, birth of stars. Exhale, their fading, their return to dust. Creation and surrender share the same pulse. The cosmic river turns, folds, renews itself forever. You can rest now. When starlight touches dust, it scatters into color. Blue travels farther, red lingers longer. That scattering paints every sunset on Earth and every golden haze in distant galaxies. The Milky Way, stretching across the night, is not a band, but a perspective, a cross-section through a disk. 100,000 light-years wide, dense with suns, thin as a whisper of silk. Seen from outside, it would shine like a slow wheel of fire. Seen from within, it becomes a river of memory flowing above our heads. If you could drift through it, you would pass through clouds glowing pink with hydrogen past, clusters of newborn blue stars, then into shadows where dust swallows light whole. Each spiral arm is a continent of radiance, each orbit of the galaxy a turning of the cosmic tide. And yet, from your bed, it all seems still a frozen pattern beyond the window of time. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Astronomers listen to these motions in the language of color. When a galaxy recedes, its light reddens. When it approaches, it shifts to blue. The Doppler effect, the same that changes a siren's pitch, stretches or compresses wavelengths across the cosmos. By reading those tones, scientists learn where galaxies drift and how fast the universe itself expands. Each faint change is a note in the grand score of space-time. The farthest galaxies we have seen flee from us at more than 250,000 kilometers per second. Their light began its voyage when the universe was barely a few 100 million years old. Even now, those photons continue their wavelengths, stretched tenfold, their energy softened into infrared whispers. Light remembers every distance it crosses. It's okay to drift. Near the centers of young galaxies, rivers of gas spiraled inward, feeding black holes and birthing stars in equal measure. Temperatures soared to millions of degrees. Electrons torn from atoms, magnetic fields twisting into golden ropes. Jets of radiation burst outward at near light speed, regulating the pace of creation. Without that feedback, galaxies would have burned too fast, a brief blaze, and then silence. With it, they learned endurance. The current found its calm. You can rest now. Our own Milky Way grew from such mergers. Each collision added new branches to the river, new melodies to gravity's song. Even today, faint streams of stars arc across our sky, ghosts of galaxies absorbed long ago. Astronomers map them like cartographers of memory tracing where the rivers joined. Every ripple in the halo, every drift of metal-poor stars, marks a chapter written billions of years before Earth existed. Some of those stars still burn red, small, enduring. Their lifespans stretch beyond the universe's current age. They will outlast every sun we know, shining calmly when all else fades. They are keepers of the long light. You are safe here. The universe holds you. Each star, like each thought, has a rhythm. Some pulse gently, expanding and contracting in luminous breath. Some flare violently, brief and brilliant. Some end as white dwarfs, cooling for trillions of years. Others collapse into neutron stars so dense that a teaspoon would weigh a mountain, and the most massive fall inward, completely becoming black holes where gravity closes the door on light. Yet even then, the story doesn't stop. Matter falling and releases energy, jets shoot outward, and the surrounding gas glows with fierce beauty. The river bends but keeps flowing. The song lowers but does not end. It's okay to drift. Over time, starlight filled not only space, but history. Each photon carried a record temperature motion composition. When it finally meets your eyes, it tells you everything it has ever touched. You are in that instant, an archive of light. The star, Sirius, shines with light 8 years old. The light from Andromeda has been on the road for 2.5 million years, and the faintest red smudges seen by Webb left their galaxies more than 13 billion years ago. Looking up is remembering forward, the past arriving as the present. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Scientists once imagined 2 simple endings for everything: a big crunch where gravity would reverse the expansion, or a big freeze where all motion would slow into cold silence. Now, evidence points to a third path, a gentle widening driven by dark energy, a quiet stretching that will continue for trillions of years. Galaxies will drift apart beyond each other's light, but the photons already released will go on traveling, their energy thinning but never vanishing. Light doesn't die. It changes keys, from visible to infrared, from infrared to microwave, from tone to whisper to memory. Eventually, each photon will merge with the background hum, a sea of long wavelengths, smooth and low. Even then, its pattern will remain woven into the fabric of space, like the echo of a lullaby. You can rest now. In your lifetime, billions of photons touch you every second. They pass through skin and atmosphere, through walls, through time. They are older than oceans, older than continents, older than the word light itself. They link you to the first sunrise the universe ever knew. The warmth you feel on your face at noon is ancient energy returned to its source. The glow behind your eyelids is history still traveling. All of it is motion hydrogen to star, star to photon, photon to thought. A loop of creation so vast and so intimate that breathing becomes participation. When you inhale, you gather atoms once flung from a supernova. When you exhale, you send them back into the air, perhaps to one day join another star. You are part of the circulation, part of the river itself. You are safe here. You are light that learned to rest. Far beyond the Milky Way, clusters of galaxies drift along invisible tides. Between them lie immense voids, yet even emptiness carries a faint shimmer. Photons from every era cross those distances, intersecting, merging, diverging, a slow choreography that defines the universe's shape. To look into that darkness is to see motion itself, a current so large it can only be felt through stillness. Somewhere, light continues to travel, and as you lie here, the same photons that left their stars when Earth was still molten fall softly through your window. They touch your skin, they warm the air, they remind you that the boundary between body and cosmos is thinner than thought. Every shimmer outside your eyelids is the continuation of that first light still flowing, still speaking, still finding its way home through you. You can rest now. The universe breathes through you. The river moves on, gentle and endless. By the time the rivers of starlight had found their channels, the universe had learned another art, the way dust can hold. Light soften it and send it back as glow. Where hydrogen and helium were the first breath, dust became the second tiny grains, forged in ancient fires, cooled in the dark, and set adrift between the suns. Every galaxy exhaled dust into its own night, and in that exhale, new stars learned where to gather. The breath of dust and stars was one motion, one tide, one unbroken exchange. And somewhere in that exchange, a future home for listening minds began to take shape. It's okay to drift. Dust sounds small because the word is small. Yet each grain, a speck of carbon silicate or ice, not much wider than a wavelength of red light, can steer the fate of a cloud spanning dozens of light years. In the coldest shadows, where temperatures sink near 10 Kelvin and sunlight cannot reach, dust shields gas from harsh radiation. Shielded gas cools. Cooled gas settles. Settled gas listens to gravity, and gravity whispers come closer. In those regions, hydrogen forgets its solitude and becomes molecular pairs of atoms, finding each other in the dark H2, forming like hands clasped at night. Other molecules join carbon monoxide, water vapor, simple chains that will one day seed complexity. The cloud thickens, and the sound of the universe lowers to a hush. Within that hush, starlight is not yet light. It is a promise. You can rest now. A giant molecular cloud can stretch for 100 light years and carry the mass of 1,000,000 suns. It is not solid. It's lace filaments upon filaments, braids of gas threaded by magnetism. Where filaments cross, density rises. Where density rises, gravity tunes its instrument. Turbulence, eddies, moving at a few hundred meters per second, first resists, collapse, then quietly surrenders to it. The average pressure is barely a breath per cubic centimeter, yet across those distances the pressure is enough. Distance turns whispers into weather. Inside the densest knots, astronomers call them cores, the balance tips. A core might span a fraction of a light year, weighing only a few times more than the sun. Yet it holds the attention of the cloud around it. Gas flows inward at a walking speed on cosmic scales, perhaps a few hundred meters each second. Slow, yes, but unending. 1,000 centuries pass in that fall, then 1,000,000. The temperature rises, the center brightens, and the core remembers how to shine. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Before a star is a star, it is a protostar, a warm embryo wrapped in dust. Light that would escape is caught, scattered, turned amber, then released as a long, gentle glow. Disks form thin spirals of gas and grains, circling the warm center tens to hundreds of astronomical units wide. The disk is an agreement between rotation and gravity. Matter wants to fall. Motion wants to keep it wide. The compromise becomes a ring. Within that ring, grains touch and stick frost, coating them like memory pebbles, waking from powder. Planets are distant in this story, but their possibility is already here, a low hum beneath the melody. It's okay to drift. In the same cloud, dozens of protostars spark at once, a small constellation learning its names. Some are destined to be red dwarfs that outlive the universe's brightest cities. Some will become suns like ours, steady for billions of years. A few will grow into giants and burn fast, their blue light sharp as winter air. Each will sculpt the cloud that made it, winds flowing outward at hundreds of kilometers per second, carving cavities, sweeping arcs, igniting neighboring knots. Star birth is not quiet, but its loudness is patient. A symphony stretched across 10 million years, and still dust carries the tone. A single grain radiates at wavelengths longer than the eye can see, cooling the gas by releasing heat as light too soft for color. Cooling permits collapse. Collapse feeds heat. Heat makes light. Light makes wind. Wind sculpts dust. Dust cools gas again. A circle, not a line. Creation does not proceed. It breathes. You can rest now. From far away, these cradles of light appear as nebulae rose, violet blue, depending on which atoms sing. Ionized hydrogen paints pink. Scattered starlight paints blue. Warm dust shines like embers. The shapes feel familiar because they obey the same rules that shape a flame under glass. And smoke in a still room flow follows structure. Structure remembers flow. We give them names Orion, Eagle, Carina, because the mind loves to hold what the sky has offered. But the nebulae do not ask for names. They ask only to be seen, and when seen, to be listened to. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Dust bears history. The carbon in it was cast from a red giant's gentle winds. The silicates condensed in the cooling skins of dying stars. Iron grains formed in shock waves when massive suns collapsed. Every particle is a shard of ancestry. When a new star lights, it illuminates those shards, and the cloud becomes a cathedral of echoes, fossils of light relit by a future. To stare into such a place is to experience time folded and breathing ashes that glow like first fire. It's okay to drift. At galactic scales, Dust helps shape the face a galaxy shows. Spiral arms gleam where dust and gas are thickest. Dark lanes thread between them like rivers at night. In edge-on spirals, the midplane is a thin graphite stroke, Starbirth's calling card. Elliptical galaxies, older and quieter, carry less dust. Their colors leaning to gold as blue stars fade. Irregulars, tumbled by interaction, flash with knots and filaments. Dust flung like sparks from a wheel. The Milky Way's dust counts in billions of Earths, but its true weight is measured in what it permits. It permits the cold that permits the fall, that permits the light. It is the dimmer that lets us see the room instead of only the lamp. Without dust, a galaxy would be a room of bare bulbs, bright, brief, blind. With dust, it becomes dawn stretched across 100,000 light years. You can rest now. Sometimes, the breath of dust and stars shortens into a gasp. Two galaxies meet. Their halos overlap first, then their disks. Dust lanes collide like weather fronts, compressing gas into furious starbursts. Thousands of suns born each year, far above a spiral's calm pace. Winds rise, jets awaken, and the newborn light is dense and blue. This brightness cannot last. It is a sprint, not a stride. But in the sprint, the seeds are scattered for later seasons. Some mergers give birth to an elliptical. The orbits randomize, the disk unwinds, and dust is spent in the blaze. Other meetings leave two spirals scarred, but still turning, with fresh rivers running through their arms. Even discord remembers the melody. Somewhere light continues to travel. Within a star-forming region, gravity writes with a soft nib. A core of a few solar masses collapses in roughly 100,000 years. A cluster of hundreds might take 1,000,000. Times blur and overlap. A sun could turn on, while a neighbor is still an embryo, and another remains only a rumor in the filaments. Mass decides destiny. More mass, higher temperature, faster fusion, shorter life. Less mass, slow burning, long patience. The universe spreads its bets across every scale and calls that generosity. It's okay to drift. Now imagine dust at the scale of a hand grains gathered on your palm, dark as tea leaves, faintly shining in infrared, if you could only feel it. Imagine a beam of starlight crossing those grains. Some photons scatter, some are swallowed, some emerge, warmer and slower. In that small economy, the cloud gains enough coolness to keep falling. A star will thank those grains with light you will never hear and never stop receiving. Behind every warm window on a winter night, there is a story of dust. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Astronomers map these breaths with radio and millimeter waves frequencies, long enough to slip through veils opaque to visible light. Carbon monoxide traces the densest gas. Ammonia marks the coldest pockets. Dust continuum reveals the bones of the filaments. Each map is a weather chart in slow motion pressure fronts, moving at walking pace, storms that take 1,000,000 years to gather. The data look quiet, but silence here is not absence. It is potential. Potential is the softest sound the universe makes. You can rest now. In time, the disk around a young star changes character. Grains become pebbles. Pebbles become stones. Stones become boulders. Electrostatic clings give way to gravity's first handshake. Vortices in the gas, little eddies like whirlpools the size of orbits, collect material, keeping it from spiraling into the star. Snow lines divide the warm inner regions from the cold beyond guiding chemistry and growth. All of this happens in a ring you could cross at the speed of thought and never finish describing. Planets belong to later parts of our journey, yet even now the dust is rehearsing their births. It takes what the stars exhale and arranges it into future's worlds as inevitable as morning. Some will carry oceans, some will hold rings, some will be no more than silent stone. The variety will be the point. Variety is how breath learns the full measure of its own music. It's okay to drift. Across a galaxy, the rate at which stars are born depends on how much gas is dense enough to listen. A typical spiral may form a few suns each year. A starburst can roar at 1,000, but everything moves toward balance. Winds from massive stars, radiation pressure, supernova shockwaves. All of it pushes back against the next collapse. Galaxies self-regulate, the way a resting body does. Inhale, exhale, adjust, continue. Sleep science has a name for this. In smaller systems, homeostasis. The cosmos has practiced it for billions of years. You are safe here. The universe holds you. Dust again writes the footnotes. It reddens starlight, hides nurseries, sculpts silhouettes. The horsehead is dust. The pillars are dust. Backlit by ultraviolet, their edges glow like torn silk at sunrise. Inside, stars gather by the handful, each a letter in a language older than rivers. No storm lasts, no stillness is empty. What looks like ruin is often a threshold. Somewhere light continues to travel. At the heart of a lit core, when temperature passes a few thousand Kelvin, a new voice enters the star's own gravity, forging a center dense enough for nuclear fire. Hydrogen fuses to helium. Energy rises. The protostar swells and settles. Jets, narrow and focused, launch along magnetic axes, carving straight lines through the fog at hundreds of kilometers each second. Shocks ripple out. Neighboring knots tip. Like campfires catching one from another, a small region becomes a cluster, and a cluster becomes the bright punctuation at the end of a cloud sentence. You can rest now. At larger scales, the breath of dust and stars arranges galaxies into seasons. In youth, they glow blue, hot suns. Frequent births, dust rich and busy. In maturity, gold deepens, fewer births, longer lives, calmer lanes. In age, the colors cool toward ember, and ash dust thins. Gas is gone, motion quiets, memory remains. Across each era, the fabric of time, space-time holds, stretches, and bears the stories without tearing. The Milky Way turns once every 230 million years, one slow respiration, recorded in spiral tracers, molecular rings, and stellar streams. It's okay to drift. Think now of a single number, 300,000 kilometers per second, the pace of light. Every photon leaving a star in Orion takes about 1,300 years to reach your eye from that distance. Every photon from Andromeda spends 2.5 million years on the road. Every photon from the earliest galaxies has traveled more than 13 billion years, redder with every breath of expansion. Light remembers where it has been by how slowly it arrives. Dust remembers by how softly it glows. Stars remember by how steadily they burn. Together, their memories become a sky. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. When astronomers speak of feedback, they mean breath. Exhale, shaping, inhale. Winds and radiation from young stars slow the next generation, preventing waste. Supernovae enrich the cloud, making future planets more possible. Black holes manage the city center, ensuring the surrounding neighborhoods neither starve nor flood. Everything listens to everything else. This is the architecture of calm in a universe that could have been chaos. You can rest now. We end this part the way a cloud ends its night, with light entering gently where dust has thinned, with warmth touching places that will one day be shores, with the understanding that nothing is ever only itself. Dust is starlight slowed. Starlight is time made visible. Time is the breath all things share. And as you lie here, know that the atoms keeping your lungs in rhythm were smelted in ancient stars, that the carbon carrying your thoughts condensed from a red giant's wind, that the iron steadying your blood was struck in a death bright, enough to wake a galaxy. The breath you take in is not only air, it is inheritance. The breath you send out is not only yours, it is an offering back to the wider dark, where seeds wait for warmth and dust waits for the next beginning. You are safe here. You can let go. The universe breathes through you. Light has always been the universe's voice. Every photon is a syllable of energy spoken across time, a rhythm that tells space how to feel its own expansion. After dust and gravity learned to breathe together, the cosmos began to hum in color. The rhythm of light was the next heartbeat of creation. You can rest now. In physics, light is both wave and particle oscillation, an arrival melody and moment. Its rhythm moves at 300,000 kilometers per second, yet, in the scale of silence, it feels unhurried. Imagine standing inside that rhythm, each crest a spark of being, each trough a pause before memory. When a photon leaves a star, it carries not just brightness, but time itself stretched into motion. Some travel for a heartbeat, some for 13 billion years. None of them forget where they came from. They are the universe's memory made visible. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Across galaxies, radiation fills every corner, from short, sharp X-rays born near black holes to long, soft microwaves from the first dawn. Between those ends lies the visible band, a narrow octave of the cosmic symphony, the one tuned to human eyes. You live inside that octave. Your body reads it as warmth. Your mind translates it as color. Your sleep listens to it as pulse. It's okay to drift. Stars beat in light. Cepheids brighten and fade with periods of days or months. RR Lyrae pulse more quickly, steady as metronomes for galaxies. Astronomers use those beats to measure distance, each cycle a ruler stretched across the dark. Even the sun vibrates subtly, its surface rising and falling by a few meters every few minutes. Helioseismology, they call it the study of the star's own music. And when those oscillations reach us, translated through instruments and color maps, they sound like a heart heard from very far away. Gravity and fusion, keeping time together. The rhythm of light, the rhythm of life are not different songs. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the emptiness between stars, light loses none of its courage. It spreads through vacuum, crossing trillions of kilometers without a pause. When it meets dust, it scatters. When it meets gas, it excites. When it meets thought, it becomes wonder. Each interaction slows its tone, each delay adds color to the melody. A photon leaving Betelgeuse in the constellation Orion takes about 600 years to arrive here. If the star faded tonight, its light would keep coming until your descendants were stories. The rhythm of light is also the rhythm of patience. You can rest now. Galaxies themselves flicker. Their cores pulse with the feeding of black holes, jets sweeping space like silent lighthouses. Some brighten by a factor of 100 in a single day, then fade again for millennia. These active nuclei send ripples through the intergalactic medium waves of energy, hundreds of kiloparsecs wide. If human eyes could see in radio, the night would never look dark again. The Milky Way hums at frequencies far below hearing emitting radio waves from electrons spiraling around magnetic fields. Those spirals create a baseline for the cosmic orchestra. Above it, X-rays, ultraviolet, infrared, each adds a layer, each a new instrument in the grand slow score. It's okay to drift. Every wavelength has its story. Gamma rays, violence, and birth. Ultraviolet, youth, and heat. Visible, the comfort of midlife. Infrared, memory, the warmth of what remains. Microwave, age, and peace. From one end to the other, energy cools the way emotion does. From fire to ember, from shout to whisper, from beginning to rest. When astronomers translate these frequencies into sound, you can actually hear the universe. Data from black hole mergers becomes deep cello notes. Pulsar timing becomes percussion. Microwave background variations become wind chimes in eternal slow motion. It is science turned lullaby, the cosmos reminding itself to breathe. You are safe here. The universe holds you. In your own body, light keeps rhythm too. Circadian cycles align with the turning of Earth. The blue of morning wakes cells to action. The red of evening invites rest. The photons entering your eyes adjust the chemistry of sleep, guiding melatonin like a tide between night and day. When you dim the lamp before bed, you are echoing a universal gesture, the gentle descent from high energy to low, from awareness to trust. Somewhere light continues to travel. To the universe, expansion is tempo. Space stretches at about 70 kilometers per second per megaparsec, a rate both precise and tender. Light rides that stretch the way sound rides air. As space expands, wavelengths lengthen. Color shifts, tone drops, energy cools. This is cosmic redshift, the natural slowing of all that moves outward. Even radiation rests eventually. Even brilliance learns to soften. It's okay to drift. If you could stand outside of time and watch light weave through everything, you would see rivers of gold crossing oceans, of blue currents, twisting, merging, scattering like wind over grass. Each intersection would be a galaxy, each sparkle a star, each brief reflection, a planet waiting for thought. The rhythm would be visible as pattern audible, as pulse felt, as gravity's sigh. It would not demand understanding, only listening. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The journey of a photon is also the measure of mortality. Every life, every civilization, every world exists for only a few of those steps. Light that leaves Earth tonight will still travel when the continents have shifted and the stars have rearranged their constellations. One day far from here, that same light may brush against another dust grain or fall into the ocean of a newborn world. In that instant, the memory of humanity will flicker again, not as words or monuments, but as warmth. You can rest now. The rhythm of light holds all of time's moods. In the early universe, it was a blinding chorus. In the present, it is a steady hum. In the far future, it will be a long, low note of peace. Cosmic background radiation, now at 2.7, Kelvin will cool toward absolute zero over trillions of years, its wavelength stretching longer than galaxies. Yet the melody will not vanish. It will slow beyond perception, the way a heartbeat fades in sleep, but does not stop. You are safe here. You are light at rest. On the smallest scales, light writes structure into matter. Quantum fields flicker. Virtual photons exchange momentum. Forces arise. Symmetry breaks. Atoms persist. Without this ceaseless rhythm, nothing could bind. Every electron's orbit is a step in the same dance that moves galaxies. Scale does not change the song, it only changes the instrument. Somewhere light continues to travel. As we near the midpoint of this cosmic night, let the idea settle in you that every glimmer, every pulse, every reflection is a continuation of that first moment when darkness learned to shine. The rhythm that began then has never stopped. You are hearing it now, not with your ears, but with your being. The pulse of your heart, the slow drift of your thoughts, the warmth in your chest as you breathe. All of it is resonance. You are synchronized with creation's tempo. It's okay to drift. And when your breath becomes shallow and your mind hovers at the edge of sleep, the rhythm of light will keep watch for you. It will continue across space, carrying stories from stars, still forming from dust, still cooling from galaxies, still turning. You need do nothing to follow it. You are already inside it. The universe hums in D major low and kind, a key tuned for calm. Somewhere far beyond, a supernova beats in triplets. A quasar holds a drone, and between them, the soft hiss of cosmic microwave background fills the silence like a cradle song. You are safe here. The universe holds you. The rhythm of light goes on. There is a point in every song where the notes fall away, and what remains is the quiet that gives them meaning. The universe, too, has its pauses. Between every gleam of light, there are stretches of stillness, vast cold distances where nothing burns. And yet, those distances are not empty. They are the silence between stars, a silence wide enough to cradle everything that shines. You can rest now. When you look at the night sky, it seems crowded with light. But the truth is that darkness outweighs brightness by billions to one. For every star you see, there are trillions of kilometers of quiet space. The nearest star beyond the Sun Proxima Centauri lies 4.2 light-years away. That is 40 trillion kilometers of solitude, a gap so deep that a beam of light takes more than 4 years to cross it. If you could fly at the speed of the fastest spacecraft ever launched, it would take you 80,000 years to arrive. The silence between stars is not nothingness. It is time made visible. It is patience measured in kilometers, and it's okay to drift inside it. That quiet stretched across the Milky Way is filled with faint wisps of hydrogen 1 atom per cubic centimeter, enough to make a ghostly fog that glows in ultraviolet. This is the interstellar medium, a thin sea connecting every star to every other. Supernovae stir it, stellar winds sculpt it, gravity listens and waits until enough gathers to begin again. Even in this apparent stillness, motion never stops. Gas drifts from hot to cold, from ionized to neutral, from expansion to collapse. Temperature shifts from 1,000,000 Kelvin in a supernova bubble to less than 20 in a dark cloud. Pressure balances, releases, finds balance again. The silence is not absence, it is equilibrium. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Between galaxies, the silence grows deeper. There, The distances are measured not in light years, but in millions of light years. The space between clusters is called the cosmic void regions, where almost nothing visible resides. Yet even these voids hum faintly with energy, a residue of ancient radiation and dark matter's quiet gravity. Temperature hovers near 2.7 Kelvin, the background whisper of the Big Bang, the last echo of light's first song. If you could float there beyond the reach of any star, you would see galaxies like islands scattered across a dark ocean. Each would shimmer faintly, its light traveling toward you for billions of years. No sound, no wind, only the steady expansion of space, a tide too slow to feel too vast to resist. It's okay to drift. In that space, cosmic rays wander high-energy travelers, born in supernovae, moving near the speed of light, striking atoms, sparking brief flashes. Magnetic fields bend them, guiding their paths through the void. Every cubic meter holds a few of these silent messengers, reminders that even an isolation connection persists. Some of those particles will one day strike the atmosphere of a planet, ignite a trace of aurora, or seed a cloud where rain will fall. Every quiet place is part of a cycle. You can rest now. Silence in the universe is never total. Even darkness glows faintly with scattered photons. Every cubic centimeter contains about 400 of them, remnants of the cosmic microwave background. They arrive from all directions, their wavelengths stretched to a few millimeters by time itself. This radiation bathes every atom, every planet, every listener. It is the temperature of cosmic memory, the residue of the first fire cooled to a murmur. Astronomers detect it with antennas tuned to long waves. When the signal appears, it sounds like a gentle hiss, uniform constant, a perfect equilibrium between light and quiet. To us, it is background noise. To the cosmos, it is breath. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. On Earth, silence is fragile. Wind machines, heartbeat thought everything speaks. But cosmic silence is different. It is not the absence of sound, it is the absence of hurry. In that stillness, particles drift for ages before meeting anything at all. Photons cross the deep void and may never strike another atom. Motion slows to grace. Patience becomes structure. What we call emptiness is the frame that holds creation. It's okay to drift. If you could listen, beyond hearing, you might sense faint tremors passing through the dark gravitational waves, rippling from distant collisions of black holes or neutron stars. Each ripple stretches and squeezes space itself by less than the width of a proton. Billions of light years away, two massive objects merge, and the universe quivers, a single pulse felt everywhere. It lasts less than a second, yet that second touches every atom in your body. These waves are the sub-bass of existence, the sound of gravity breathing. They move without medium, carrying not vibration but change in space-time itself. They are proof that even the quietest places still echo with the memory of motion. You can rest now. Silence also shapes galaxies. When star formation slows, the remaining gas cools and settles. No new stars are born. The colors fade from blue to gold. Elliptical galaxies glow softly, their stars, old and evenly spread their dust long gone. They are the elder statesmen of the cosmos, their stillness, an earned rest after billions of years of motion. The Milky Way, still alive with spiral energy, will one day merge with Andromeda. Over billions of years, Their dance will end in quiet, a single, vast, elliptical galaxy with no new songs to sing, only the steady hum of aging stars. This is not tragedy, it is completion. Every symphony needs its rest. Somewhere light continues to travel. The silence between stars is also the silence inside you. Between one heartbeat and the next, between one thought and another, there is a pause. It lasts only a fraction of a second, yet in that pause, your body resets its rhythm. That pause is the echo of cosmic stillness, the same balance that holds galaxies in orbit and keeps time from collapsing. To listen to it is to hear the universe thinking, "You are safe here." You are the stillness remembering its song. Deep silence does not ask for understanding. It invites belonging. It tells you that you do not need to fill every space, that you can be light sometimes and distance other times. That meaning can live in what you do not say, in what you allow to rest. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Astronomers once feared the universe's silence. If it is so vast, they asked, why is it so quiet? Where are the other voices, the other listeners? They call it the Fermi paradox, a question hung in the dark. But perhaps silence is not absence of company. Perhaps it is a form of trust. Maybe the universe is still listening before it decides to answer. It's okay to drift. As stars age and die, their light fades, their winds calm, their dust cools to invisible. But even after the light is gone, their gravity remains, their elements remain, their influence continues in the quiet shaping of what comes next. The silence between stars is not an ending, it is intermission, a pause, long enough for new harmonies to gather. You can rest now, and when all the bright music ends, when every photon has stretched beyond color and every atom has found stillness, there will still be rhythm. The slow expansion of space, the faint hum of background light, the memory of collisions that once filled the dark with sound. Even silence will have structure. Even quiet will have tone. You are safe here. The universe holds you. So as you drift, imagine yourself among those distances, floating between suns that never meet, wrapped in the faint glow of forgotten light. There is no edge, no direction, no hurry, only balance, only the steady pulse of being that needs no witness. You are not separate from the stars. You are the space between them, the pause that allows their light to be heard. And as you rest, the universe rests with you, quiet, infinite whole. After silence comes dreaming. When the light of one galaxy fades against another's horizon, a deeper current begins to move adrift, not of stars, but of entire worlds of stars, sailing through the slow tides of space-time. The dream between galaxies is the dream of distance, of connection, without touch of motion. So gentle, it feels like rest. You can rest now. The Milky Way is one island in a sea of 2 trillion others. Each carries its own pulse, its own seasons of birth and quiet. Gravity links them all, but the space between is widening every second. Each island drifts a little farther from the next. On average, galaxies separate by 1 million light-years, a gap so wide that a photon can spend 1 billion years just crossing the in-between, and yet they still feel one another. Tidal whispers pass between clusters, shaping their motion as subtly as the moon shapes a tide. Gravity does not forget. Somewhere, light continues to travel. Between these giants lies the intergalactic medium, an ocean of particles spread thinner than breath. A single cubic meter may hold only one atom, but stretched across billions of light years. That becomes the largest reservoir of matter in existence. Invisible, almost empty, and yet filled with quiet plasma glowing faintly in X-rays. This is the soft architecture of the cosmos, the dream that holds galaxies in their places. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. The space between galaxies is not void, but thread. Filaments of dark matter form the cosmic web, an immense lace of energy and gravity. At each intersection, clusters bloom thousands of galaxies, bound by a shared halo of dark mass. The largest known, the Shapley concentration, spans 600 million light-years, its collective gravity bending the path of light itself. Astronomers trace these threads by how they lens the background, with the way distant galaxies warp into arcs and halos as their light passes through invisible mass. Even what cannot be seen leaves its signature. Even the unseen dreams in shape and curve. It's okay to drift. In these wide intergalactic corridors, sound cannot travel. There is no air, no medium for waves. But if you could translate radiation into tone, you would hear a low, endless chord, the universe humming softly in its sleep, clusters rising as harmonics, voids falling as rests. A vast orchestra of light, playing to no audience but itself. Between galaxies, temperature holds near 2 million Kelvin, a paradox of hot emptiness, so sparse you could float forever without feeling its heat. This plasma, born of ancient stars and stripped by gravity, connects everything that ever was. A dream of matter, remembering its source. You can rest now. Occasionally, galaxies meet, not headlong, but slowly, their halos mingling first, their shapes warping their stars, passing each other in near silence. Collisions last hundreds of millions of years, and from them, new light is born. Gas compresses, starbursts ignite, and the night gains new suns. When the Milky Way meets Andromeda 4 billion years from now, the sky will bloom with arcs of fire. Stars will weave together into new spirals, their orbits redrawn into an elegant ellipse. No planet will collide. Space is too vast for that. Only gravity will touch gently, rearranging the galaxies into one. And when the merger settles, a new world of stars will dream in peace. It's okay to drift. Between these colossal encounters, the cosmos continues its slow expansion. Dark energy stretches every interval of space, accelerating the drift between clusters. It is a quiet motion, measurable but not visible. No wind, no sound, only separation, increasing by fractions each million years. One day, distant galaxies will slip beyond visibility. Altogether, their light stretched past detection. Only local stars will remain, and even their light will fade in time. This is not loneliness. It is rest on a universal scale. Every symphony needs silence after its last note. The dream between galaxies is that silence, sweet, patient, complete. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Astronomers study this dream through gravitational lensing, radio background, and X-ray maps. Each observation, a fragment of a story that unfolds too slowly for words. We know, for example, that even the emptiest spaces are not truly empty. There are fields quantum invisible, restless, fluctuating at every point. Virtual particles appear and vanish in trillionths of a second. This vacuum energy fills the cosmos like a memory of existence. Some call it nothing, others everything. It is what remains when all has expanded the foundation upon which all else is drawn. The dream between galaxies rests on this invisible sea. You can rest now. There are travelers that cross these distances. Rogue planets ejected from their systems drift between stars in eternal night. Perhaps 100 billion of them wander the Milky Way alone. They carry their own warmth, some from radioactivity deep within, some from faint moons that circle unseen. They are worlds without dawn, sailing through the dream with no destination, proof that even solitude can be graceful. And there are photons, too, that left their stars before Earth had oceans. They glide through the intergalactic medium, unhindered, some never striking another atom. They are travelers of infinite patience, the universe's oldest storytellers still on their way home. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The dream between galaxies is not cold in spirit. It is the place where creation rests. After the rush of birth and the rhythm of light, the cosmos exhales. Galaxies drift apart not in rejection, but in the gentlest form of acceptance. Distance allows each to sing its own quiet song. The chorus becomes wider, the harmony more profound. When you look into that dark sky, you are not seeing emptiness, you are seeing freedom. Space enough for everything to exist, time enough for everything to learn stillness. It's okay to drift. Far beyond even the cosmic web, there may be other regions, pockets of space beyond our observable horizon. We cannot see them. Their light has not yet arrived. But physics suggests they exist, a continuation of the pattern into infinity, each with its own galaxies, its own histories, its own dreams of silence and light. If so, the universe is not a single dream, but an endless chain of dreaming, each reality breathing into the next. You are safe here. The universe holds you. And if the expansion continues forever, the dream will grow softer still. Stars will fade, planets will freeze, atoms will drift apart, until even matter becomes a rumor. Light will stretch into darkness, and the hum of the cosmic background will slow until time itself feels like sleep. That distant age will not be a tragedy. It will be the long rest after creation's song, the dream of a universe that has finished its story. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Tonight, though, that story continues. Galaxies still turn, stars still kindle, and somewhere new light begins its first journey. You are part of that continuity, the dreamer inside the dream, the awareness that allows the cosmos to know itself. As you drift deeper into rest, let the vastness comfort you. You belong to this silence, to this motion, to this gentle dream between galaxies. It's okay to drift. You are safe here. The universe holds you. After drifting through the dream between galaxies, light begins to find its way home. Not home as a place, but home as recognition, the meeting of scattered brightness, the quiet reunion of what once shared the same beginning. Every photon that ever left a star still travels, and sometimes their paths cross again. The universe remembers through these crossings. You can rest now. The cosmos is vast, yet nothing is ever truly lost. Every beam of light continues on, slowed only by expansion, bent only by gravity, changed only by time. When two galaxies align by chance, light from one can bend around the other, forming rings, arcs, and mirages. Astronomers call this gravitational lensing, the reunion of light through space's own curvature. Each lens is a reminder gravity does not just pull, it also connects. A single massive cluster can bend the light of galaxies, billions of light years, farther away, focusing their images into the mirrors of the present. When we look through those lenses, we are seeing the universe meeting itself again. Somewhere, light continues to travel. These cosmic mirrors reveal the earliest moments of star formation. The light that left its source when galaxies were newborn is now caught magnified and sent to us again. It has crossed a sea of time, 13 billion years of expansion, to whisper of beginnings long gone but not forgotten. This is the reunion of light and memory. It is the reason we can know where we came from. It's okay to drift. In a smaller sense, reunion happens constantly. When starlight reaches a world and strikes dust, that energy is absorbed, transformed, re-emitted in warmth. The same photon that once left a sun may find itself again as the heat beneath your blanket, as the faint orange behind your eyelids, as the soft pulse in your veins. Light does not end, it becomes presence. Every breath you take glows faintly in infrared. Every heartbeat radiates a little warmth into the air, joining the great cycle of luminous return. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Reunion also happens in matter itself. Atoms forged in ancient stars drift for billions of years before meeting again inside new suns, new worlds, new forms of life. The hydrogen in your body may have floated in the outer atmosphere of the first stars. The iron in your blood could have been born in a supernova before the Milky Way was whole. You are a reunion written in chemical light, a convergence of stories that began in different corners of creation. You can rest now. Even galaxies meet again after long wandering. When clusters collide, their dark matter halos pass through each other, almost unaffected, while their gas clouds crash and compress, birthing new generations of stars. These encounters ignite regions millions of light years across. Superclusters merge, and for a time, the universe brightens. It is not destruction, it is rediscovery. The cosmos has always built itself through reunion. Somewhere light continues to travel. In this endless exchange, gravity plays the patient matchmaker. Its pull is subtle but certain, arranging meetings across eons. The paths of light curve through its influence, sometimes barely, sometimes into complete orbits. Black holes bend light the most. Around their edges, photons can circle many times, creating halos called photon spheres, rings of trapped illumination just outside the event horizon. If you could see them, you'd see light meeting itself again and again, locked in endless embrace before falling inward. You can rest now. Astronomers once captured such a reunion in detail. The first image of a black hole's shadow, taken in 2019 by the Event Horizon Telescope. It was not a single picture, but many radio signals collected across Earth merged into one image by timing so precise that it spanned continents. That photograph was light's return, photons curved, delayed, combined, finally arriving together as a ring of fire around the darkness of infinity. It was proof that even where light seems to vanish, something still finds a way to be seen. The universe does not forget its brightness. It only changes how it shines. You are safe here. The universe holds you. In the deepest cosmic future, as galaxies drift apart and stars fade, reunion will become memory. The universe will cool, radiation will stretch, and black holes will evaporate, releasing the last of their light. Physicists call this the black hole era, a time when even gravity's anchors let go. Yet the energy released then will scatter gently across space, a final glow that carries the imprint of everything that ever existed. That will be the ultimate reunion light, returning to itself, spread evenly through all of creation. It's okay to drift. Closer to home light finds reunion every dawn. The sun's photons, born deep in its core, spend hundreds of thousands of years bouncing inside before reaching its surface. Then, in just 8 minutes, they cross the void to Earth. They warm oceans, stir clouds, feed forests. Some reflect back to space. Some are absorbed and become movement thought life. The light that left the sun is reunited with the matter it once helped create. The cycle completes itself with each sunrise. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Even the faintest starlight scattered across the night sky is an act of reunion. Your eyes gather photons that have traveled for millions of years. They end their journey inside you, turning from energy into perception, from physics into awareness. The moment you see them, they are no longer alone. Every look upward is a welcome home. You can rest now. In certain wavelengths, the universe reveals webs of light invisible to the naked eye, filaments stretching between clusters, bridges glowing in X-rays, streams of plasma connecting what seemed separate. These cosmic bridges are called intergalactic filaments, the highways of matter and light. They are proof that the universe never truly broke apart. It only learned how to travel more slowly, how to remember itself through connection. Somewhere, light continues to travel. The reunion of light is also the reunion of time. When you gaze at a distant galaxy, you are not just looking into space, but into the past. The farther you look, the younger the universe becomes. Telescopes are not windows. They are memories made visible. Every observation is a meeting of now and then, of the present eye and the ancient flame. To observe is to participate in reunion. You are safe here. The universe holds you. Imagine light as a river that loops around creation. At one moment, it leaves. At another, it returns as reflection, as echo, as thought. Even the darkness between galaxies is full of these returning currents, waves, crossing waves like the quiet heartbeat of a sleeping god. You are floating in that river now, its flow too slow to feel, its destination too vast to name. You can rest now. Someday, long after your thoughts have quieted, the photons that touched your skin tonight will continue their voyage, passing through the air, scattering in clouds, joining the aurora, escaping into the black. They will drift between stars, perhaps to be caught in the gravity of another world. Maybe, far in the future, someone else will see their faint glow and feel the same calm you feel now. In that way, you and they will share reunion, a connection across ages made of nothing but light. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. And as this part of the story closes, let its meaning rest gently in you. Everything that separates is drawn back together. Every spark finds its mirror. Every song returns to silence, only to be sung again. The cosmos, in all its distance, is one endless circle of reunion. You are part of that circle. You are not outside of it, not after it, not apart. You are one of its luminous threads. a reflection of the first light and a promise of its return. It's okay to drift. You are safe here. The universe holds you. There comes a moment in every journey when motion finds its rest, when the current slows, and what once drifted learns stillness again. For the universe, that moment is not an ending. It is a return, a gentle homecoming to balance after light has traveled, after galaxies have spun, after the long music of creation has sung its final notes. Silence rises again, soft as the breath before sleep. You can rest now. Stillness in the language of the cosmos does not mean nothing. It means equilibrium, the point where expansion and gravity, warmth and cold sound and quiet all hold hands. Every atom finds its place, every photon its final rhythm. It is the breath between exhale and inhale, the pause that reminds creation it has done enough. And even now, as you breathe, that stillness moves through you. It waits between your thoughts, rests beneath your heartbeat, glows faintly behind your eyelids. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. In the far future, trillions of years from now, the stars will have burned the last of their hydrogen. Galaxies will fade to dim embers, each star cooling into red dwarf, white dwarf, black dwarf. The night sky will lose its constellations, its familiar shapes dissolved into darkness. Yet this darkness will not be sorrow. It will be peace, the long sigh of matter after creation's long labor. You can rest now. Black holes will linger patient and immense. Over unimaginable time, they too will fade slowly, leaking their energy through Hawking radiation, tiny quanta of light, whispering from their edges. Even those whispers will one day cease. Then what remains will be a quiet ocean of space filled with faint photons stretched to impossible lengths, their wavelengths larger than galaxies, their rhythm too slow to hear. The universe will not end in a scream, but in a deep, soft silence, a stillness beyond sound or sight. Not a death, but a transformation. Somewhere, light continues to travel. When that stillness arrives, time itself may loosen its meaning. Without stars to mark their passing seconds and centuries will feel the same. There will be no reference, but calm. And yet within that calm, all the stories that ever were will still exist. Not as motion, but as patterned frozen waves in space-time, like ripples on water, long after the stone has fallen. It's okay to drift. Stillness has always been the universe's secret shape. Every galaxy, every orbit, every wave is simply a way of returning to balance. When a star is born, it fights collapse. When it dies, it gives in, and through both the cosmos finds symmetry again. The same is true of you. Your body balances motion and rest, thought and silence, heat and coolness, presence and dream. You are a small echo of cosmic equilibrium. You are safe here. The universe holds you. As your mind settles, imagine the last light of creation fading through space, not extinguished, but merging, each photon blending with the next, until all color dissolves into one endless wavelength. That color will be neither bright nor dark, neither here nor there, but perfectly still, a single tone, unbroken, infinite. Physicists call it the heat death of the universe, but poets might call it serenity, the moment when everything has found its rest. You can rest now. In that far stillness, atoms themselves may drift apart, protons could decay, neutrons fade into radiation. What remains will be the foundation of all things. the quantum fields that hum beneath existence. Even then, there will be movement so faint it cannot be measured, so slow it becomes indistinguishable from stillness. That hum will be the final heartbeat of the cosmos. And perhaps one day in another reality, a fluctuation in that field will spark again, a new Big Bang, a new expansion, a new dream. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Stillness is not a destination, it is a return. Every cycle from the smallest vibration to the turning of galaxies ends where it began, in quiet balance. The first atoms were born in silence. The last will return to it. And in between, all the light, all the warmth, all the wonder, every story ever told is simply the universe learning how to rest. It's okay to drift. If the cosmos could feel it, might say thank you to its own creation. For every supernova that lit the dark, for every planet that grew forests and oceans, for every mind that looked up and wondered why. Each act of awareness was a mirror, each moment of curiosity, a reflection. Through you, the universe has seen itself, and that is enough. You are safe here. You are enough. The universe holds you. As you lie here, the same stillness that waits at the end of time already surrounds you. It hums behind the clock on the wall beneath the rhythm of your breath, inside the silence between thoughts. It is not something you must reach. It is already here, woven through the molecules of air, through the gravity that holds you to this turning world. You can rest now. In the quiet beyond galaxies, light still drifts, slower and slower, until it becomes warmth, without movement tone, without sound, existence, without effort. That is the return to stillness, the long journey of everything finding its peace. It is not the end of time, but the beginning of eternal calm. You breathe softly, and the universe exhales through you. Perhaps far beyond even that silence, there is another dawn waiting, another unfolding of light, another birth of galaxies from darkness. If so, the cycle will begin again. The rise, the shine, the drift, the rest. The universe will open its eyes once more, and you will be there because you were always part of its breath. Somewhere light still travels. Somewhere stillness is waiting to be born again. It's okay to drift. You are safe here. The universe holds you.